Hello, and welcome to this edition of Spotlight on Seniors, where we take a look at the happenings of interest to seniors in and around the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we feature healthcare-related issues with ShorePoint benefits, diabetes experts from Ascension Healthcare, and Iteria Finley from the MSU Extension will discuss the Eat Smart, Live Strong program. Then we'll meet Manuela Thompson talking about her 6-week intro to Spanish. And we have all this and more today on Spotlight on Seniors. Beth DeBouvre is an independent insurance broker who educates folks on how Medicare works, enrollment timelines, cost and coverage, and any supplemental coverages they may need.
So I have a question for you guys. Do you know what year Medicare began?
63, yeah.
65. Yes, it was. Lyndon B. Johnson, yep. Yep, absolutely. And so Medicare it's pretty confusing for most people. Even if you've had it for a little while, you still probably have questions. So as I go through the presentation, hopefully I'll answer all of your questions, but if you have a question that we don't talk about or an issue, you're more than welcome to ask me, okay? So I'm excited to be here. It's a great facility. I think it's so pretty. So Medicare, what is it? Medicare is basically single payer, it's governmental insurance. There are 4 different parts to Medicare, and it is for people that are 65 or older, people that are under 65 with certain disabilities, and people of any age with end-stage renal disease. Again, 4 parts to Medicare, but the 2 that the government offers are Part A, which is your hospital insurance, and Part B, which is doctors and preventative services. When you are 65, you're eligible for Medicare. You have a 3-month window before your birth month to apply for Parts A and B. You've got your birth month and 3 months after that. If you do not have creditable coverage or coverage that's at least as good as Medicare, during that time, you could be penalized down the road for when you apply for Medicare if you do not have creditable coverage. If you do not enroll in Medicare, Parts A and B when you're first eligible, there's a potential penalty.
What's the most common question she hears? You might be surprised.
A lot of times people are new to Medicare and they ask, the most common question would be, I'm still working, do I have to apply for Medicare? That is the most common question. Yep. And other people will say, well, how do I choose? What's the best plan?
It all comes down to this. Where do I get the best information on when and where to apply?
Okay, so you can go to a Social Security office. I would make an appointment if that's what you decide to do. The easiest way, though, if you're applying for A and B, is to go to socialsecurity.gov or ssa.gov. You could also apply at medicare.gov. However, if you've got Part A already, when you turn 65, and you want to apply for Part B, you actually have to get a form from your employer, a letter of the employer letter, and then there's a Part B application. You take both of those signed applications and walk them into a Social Security office. I wouldn't drop it off, I wouldn't mail them, I would actually give it to a person and make sure that you get a receipt for that. So it depends on if you have if you're applying for A and B, you can do it online, the easiest way, or if you just need Part B, you have to go into a Social Security office with the 2 forms.
To get more information, feel free to Beth at ShorePoint Benefits at either 313-690-5723 or 586-217-5001, or go to her website at shorepointbenefits.com. Doctors tell us eating smart could alleviate many of our health issues. Iteria Finley MSU Extension instructor explained how in clear and straightforward language. She outlines what she'll be teaching periodically for 16 weeks in her Eat Smart, Live Strong class.
Every week they're going to be learning different things about fruits and vegetables, and I'm going to offer them different types of fruits and vegetables. You can use canned, you can use it frozen, you can use fresh vegetables, or they can have dry food, like dry apricot, and different types of food, okay?
The preparation of food is key, and info on chicken and microwaves might surprise you.
They're mostly surprised about how to prepare food and vegetables. Also about the chicken, how to not have so much bacteria when to have it, when to unthaw it, where to unthaw it at. And they're curious about the microwave, about unthawing food in the microwave. And I told them it's okay, but make sure they cook it right away, okay? So they have issues about rinsing the chicken or rinsing their meat. And I encourage them, they don't have to do that because it has spread bacteria, spread germs with the blood coming from the chicken and stuff. All they have to do is just pour it out and start cooking. It already been taken care of, prepared already. So I encourage them to make sure the sanitizing, keeping everything.
Eating smart and living strong is only part of the package, as Iteria also teaches us about exercises that are beneficial to seniors.
They're going to also be learning about the 30-minute exercising. I will give them a list of different exercises every week they could do at home. They will follow a program that they will probably, they can do a weekly exercising, a weekly count of how to keep up with fruits and vegetables.
For more on this and other classes, you can call Southfield Senior Services at 248-796-4650 or stop by their offices in the Southfield Parks and Recreation Building. There are two aspects to diabetes. You either have it and need to manage it better, or you're pre-diabetic, which is type 2, and want to manage your lifestyle to prevent going into a full diabetic state. The Personal Action Toward Health, PATH, workshop will help you manage your diabetes, while the Diabetes Prevention Program, DPP, will cover lifestyle changes if you're at risk for type 2 diabetes. Jane Shane is a registered nurse through Ascension Health, Southeast Michigan, and she goes out into the community to teach about diabetes and diabetes prevention.
Diabetes is prevalent in this area due to people being overweight. So we have in Michigan some strategic goals to educate people about diabetes and diabetes prevention to help them to better their life and help them to make lifestyle changes.
The difference between the Diabetes PATH class and the Diabetes Prevention Program is the Diabetes Prevention Program is a program that is from the Centers for Disease Control out of Atlanta, Georgia. It is a class for somebody that is diagnosed with pre-diabetes, which is not type 2 diabetes. The pre-diabetes class is for somebody that has been diagnosed with pre-diabetes or they are at risk for pre-diabetes. There is a risk test that they can take online. It's actually the pre-diabetes risk test, and they can get that online, and the website is from the CDC. It is a cdc.gov/diabetes/prevention/lifestyle-program. If they are getting fatigued, if they are urinating a lot, the main test is either a finger poke from the doctor or a blood draw, and their fasting blood sugar is between 100 and 125. That can be done when they are having a physical once a year.
We'd like to educate the community so that they can learn the risk factors and then address those risk factors to improve their lifestyle. And then the second class that we offer is the PATH Diabetes. And PATH stands for Personal Action Towards Health. And it addresses what is diabetes, what are some of the complications of diabetes, and how to manage your diabetes. And it is a 6-week course that helps people to learn how to manage their diabetes a little bit better over time.
Diabetes affects more than just the individual with the disease. How can family members best support the family member with diabetes?
We encourage family members to attend. People who are dealing with diabetes, it's good to have a support person with you, because they can help you to manage better and especially understand what you're going through with trying to manage your condition. So we encourage family members to come and to be supportive to that person who's learning about their disease condition.
How is it that a young person can develop diabetes? It doesn't seem fair. They haven't had time to develop some of the bad habits that adults with diabetes have.
We do not know why children get diabetes. It is we know that they stop producing insulin in their pancreas, and they basically lose 90% of their cells before it even shows that they have insulin. They're starting to show signs of diabetes.
A young person needs to look at, with their family, the family lifestyle, and try to address issues such as obesity, because obesity is a factor that can play into the development of diabetes, and also age, race, family history of diabetes. So if a mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, or uncle has diabetes, there may be a family history that needs to be looked at, and help the young person to be able to look at what are my risk factors and to prevent diabetes from happening in the future. Generally, they're not born with diabetes, but in type 1 diabetes, it can be identified in young childhood, and that's where the pancreas is not producing, so they need to see a doctor to get that addressed, and then move forward with treatment for type 1 diabetes. But generally what we're seeing in the public is the type 2 diabetes that develops later in life due to those risk factors that may eventually play into a person developing type 2 diabetes.
Once you have type 2 diabetes, you always have type 2 diabetes, but it can be controlled with diet, and so you can be a diet-controlled type 2 diabetic. The diabetes path class and the pre-diabetes class works on healthy eating. They also work on lifestyle change program as far as stress and communication, things that will help them to, and sleep is actually factors that can elevate blood sugars. But the type 2, we talk about blood glucose monitoring, where that isn't necessary in the pre-diabetes. I have taught this class several times, and I have seen people make lifestyle change choices. They change the way that they are currently approaching their food. They have developed healthy habits. They lose weight, and their A1C comes down, and they are not pre-diabetic. I have seen that in my pre-diabetic. I've seen that in my class.
This is a lot of helpful information, and you may want to take the class. To find out how to register and when and where classes are scheduled, check out the Michigan.gov website.
Mother, La madre, la madre.
Father.
Did you know that Spanish, with 329 million native speakers, is second only to Chinese, with 1.2 billion native speakers, as the most spoken language in the world? Southfield Parks and Recreation is hosting a Spanish program designed to give you an introduction to a language spoken by some 360 million people worldwide, and more than 31 million in the United States alone.
We start from the beginning, beginning. I-O, mame, mi, mo, mu. You know how to pronounce that in order to... Okay, we are going to try to have fun speaking Spanish or understanding my language, okay? And we have a program, a small program with 6 hours. I know it's not enough to learn a language, but it's enough for understanding the way that we have to pronounce, some kind of sentences to say hi, hola, ¿cómo estás? You know, simple sentences, but it's fun. We are going to do games in order to understand better and to enjoy.
We asked if there might be special considerations for seniors wishing to learn a foreign language.
Well, yeah, I think that with people with more than 50, I always think about that because it's necessary to train your brain. Because a lot of people is a lot of people is necessary to train the body. Of course, it's necessary too, for the joints, muscle, etc. But what about the brain? You know, a lot of people never think about that, and it's very good. It's healthy, and you try to avoid future disease with that. This is my opinion, and this is my experience. I spent more than 3 years doing that in different centers, in Canton, Westland, Livonia, different towns, and yeah. And people told me all the time, "Listen, I'm feeling fresh, when I do that, because for only 1 hour you are thinking in something different, trying to understand things, and this is really good for the brain, really good. Come to my class because you are going to enjoy." Okay.
Before we close, we'd like to remind you of a few programs taking place. The Half a Buck Cafe is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. in room 112 at the Parks and Recreation Building. Unlimited coffee is just 50 cents, and pastries are 50 cents each. Shop till you drop on Mondays, March 2nd at Laurel Park Place Mall in Livonia. It's $5 per person. The bus leaves Parks and Recreation at 9:30 and returns around 2:30 p.m. Bingo with the Southfield Senior Services runs from 10 till 11:30 a.m., continues every other Thursday through May 26th. Morning movies are held once a month at the Southfield Public Library on Thursdays, beginning at 10:15 a.m. There's free admission and popcorn and water. Call 248-796-4650 for a complete listing of movies. Some of us do like to get out and do things like learning how to skate. Well, you can learn to skate March and April at the Southfield Sports Arena. Call 248-796-4640 for more information. The Beechwoods Health Center is offering special introductory memberships. Stop by the Wellness Center and start your path to lifelong fitness. For more information on membership and the Beechwoods Center, visit at 22200 Beach Road or call 248-796-4776 or 248-796-4670. For more information on these and all Parks and Recreation events, contact Senior Services at 248-796-4650. Well, that's it for today's Spotlight on Seniors. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions for stories, you can leave a message on our Facebook page or call Cable 15 at 248-796-4500. And thank you for watching.